Since Viking raiders destroyed all evidence of the monastery of Princess Aebbe in the 9th century, no one has been able to find it for almost 1200 years. But now, despite all odds, a group of experts has found the remains of this long-lost town. As they keep going through the rubble, they find a pile of bones from people who had been killed. How did they get there? And what might they mean? In this video, we will talk about how archaeologists unearthed the remains of Dark Age Monastery. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates. Let's get started. The abbey was found by archaeologists in the Scottish village of Coldingham. This part of southern Scotland may be new to you, but it has a long and interesting past. Princess Aebbe was very important in getting Christianity spread all over the island. Ebbe's mother was Acha of Dara. Eanfrith took over the kingdom of Dara, which was just south of Bernicia, in the year 604. Edwin, the king of Dara, ran away and married Acha, the mother of his sister. They had 8 kids in total, but Aebbe was the only girl. Edwin went to the kingdom of East Anglia, which was run by a man called Riedwald. These names won't be on a test. The castle of Thelfrith was in Bamberg, a town on the coast, about 25 miles south of Coldingham. Even though the Vikings destroyed the Anglo Saxon fortress in 993, there is still a beautiful castle there. It looks like there's a trend here. Parts of the current building date back to the time of the Normans, but Ethelforth only had a short time to enjoy his new lands from his base in Bamberg. In 616, Edwin marched on Dara and Bernicia with the help of his East Anglian host, King Riedwald. In the fight that followed, Edwin won back his kingdom and took Bernicia, but Thelfrith died. How did Aebbe feel about this? Well, Edwin was likely to see Aebbe, her brothers, and her mother as possible rivals for the throne after Dara was taken back and Bernicia was taken over. Even though Acha's brother Edwin lived in Dara and Bernicia, Acha and her children could no longer feel safe there. After all, Edwin killed his brother-in-law without a second thought, so Acha and her kids moved quickly to the north of Scotland. They went to Dalriada, a country on the northwest coast that was ruled by a distant relative of hers named Bide, also known as Shade Yellow Hair. There, they were taken in by Aebbe. War merchants only believe in one god. At the time Aebbe became a Christian, a lot of people in Britain were Christians. In the 1st century AD, when most people were still pagan, the Romans brought the story of Jesus to Britain. After that, Christianity was just another small group for hundreds of years. Jesus' message had to fight with many different pagan beliefs and the Roman gods. Many scholars believe that the turning point for Christianity in Britain was in the late 600s, when Pope Gregory the Great asked Augustine of Canterbury to come to England from Rome. He turned the pagan king of Kent into a Christian, and after that, thousands of other Anglo Saxons did the same. In the year 634, Oswald, one of Athel's sons, joined the two lands to make the Kingdom of Northumbria. Oswald then became king. After all the wars and killings, Aebbe could finally leave the hills of Scotland and go back to where she was born. She was very devoted to her Newfoundland church, and when she was about 20 years old, she was a woman on a mission. She was able to do this with the help of her brother. Even though the story about Aebbe and a lover named Prince Aidan, whom she didn't want, is made up, it's still worth telling. Aidan, who was from Scotland, wanted to marry the young woman, and Aebbe's brothers backed him up. But Aebbe, who was very religious, had other ideas. Different accounts of the story say that she was already a nun and couldn't break her vows of chastity, or that she became a nun to turn down Aidan's marriage proposal. In any case, Aebbe scanned herself on top of a rocky cliff on the coast of Northumbria to keep Satan from bothering her. She also prayed to God for help, and the high tides around her for the next 3 days seemed to show that God heard her. People say that Aebbe used her monastery as a place to share her Christian views and try to convert the pagan Anglo-Saxons to her religion. It also looks like Aebbe the Abbas was very good at getting along with other people. She stopped a fight between her nephew King Eanfrith and her brother Aswu. Aswu died of natural causes in the year 670, and his son Eanfrith took over as leader, which was unusual for an Anglo Saxon king. In the year 870, the Vikings helped burn down the monastery. The story says that Aebbe and her nuns did this on purpose so that the robbers wouldn't rape them. Even though this plan worked, the Vikings killed the nuns anyway. We went back to the team of researchers who had come to Coldingham in June 2018 to look for signs of Aebbe's monastery. It had been almost 1,200 years since they had been there. This group is called Dig Ventures, and it's a fun one. Earth and charcoal bits were then sent away to be radiocarbon dated. The dates on the pieces of proof were supposed to match up with when Aebbe started her monastery. This would be a good sign that the researchers had found the building they had been looking for. The data from the lab took almost 9 months to get back to the team. When they did, in March 2019, the news was great. The materials they had found were from the years 660 to 860, which was exactly the right time period. Then, based on what was known about Aebbe and her monastery, it was great to finally be able to say that we found Aebbe's monastery, and that part of it is probably under Coldingham Priory, Forrester told the BBC. Aebbe is a very interesting person, an example of a strong Anglo-Saxon woman who helped spread Christianity in the area in the 7th century, said Forrester. That's it for today. What do you think about this incredible discovery? Let us know in the comments section. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.